for a mega screen. But first things first, it's champion crate time. Ooh, a common plus chest plate. It starts with all the common stuff inside this crate. Healthy amount of burger parts and kiwis. Oh, there's a seal of the architect in here. This is an Omega find. Seals determines the objective of the vault. You know this from the seal of the Challenger. This seal right here, which turns the into an apple vault, which they use to get the speed running record. But this seal turns the vault into a build-up, which is something completely different and something that I haven't done in my world yet. That is very, very exciting. Wow. 2 unidentified relics. I don't think I have that one. Ooh, I have neither of these. My second piece in the ritual set and my third piece in the food set. Nice. Let's do the vault here next. Includes a common plus chest plate. Hopefully one of the strappy pluses that's better than strappy, although it doesn't look like it. Not great. Terrible. Terrible. And oh, that's a really bad common chest plate. Cool new model though. I don't think I found this one before. Look at my shoulder. That's a big boy shoulder. it looks like a face from the side. What? Why so grumpy, eh? That. Yes. And then I think I can put the lamp back. Aha! Brilliant. So now when someone comes into the warehouse, they're like, oh my goodness, they want stuff in here. Yes, we have. And now for the challenge crystal. Oh, it's the miniature one. Wait, this is the one I had. This is the first one I got, I think. Only miniatures inside the wall. Watch which was 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. And then lucky. Oh yes, this is going to be brilliant for just running in and getting as many portals as possible. I think I got 3 last time. Portals. See if I can beat that. And since I haven't yet moved my artifact, I thought I it's best thing to move here. I'm getting an increasingly high chance in getting a duplicate, but there's still obviously a bigger chance of getting a new one, so here goes. That's a duplicate! Oh no! Oh no, no, no. That's really unlucky. That's why? Now I should say, you can reroll artifacts. Either you take 4 artifacts and make a new one, or you spend something called an Omega Goal, which are quite an expensive craft. It requires a chunk of each legendary gem, and a chunk requires 9 clusters of the legendary gem, and 1 cluster requires 8 of each. So yeah, you need a lot of legendary gems to make an Omega Goal. But with an Omega Goal, you can straight up reroll an artifact. And even though it looks like it's super undoable right now, when it comes to endgame, I'm probably going to have to reroll a few artifacts a few times using Omega Goals. All in all, this may have been my best champion crate so far. I say that because of the crystal and the seal. The artifact was a dupe, so that wasn't great. But this crystal is just incredible, and I've done this today in this episode. It's going to be fun. But first, I want to build a machine. And for this machine, I'm going to need a bunch of things. So I'm going to have to do a bunch of crafting. First things first, I'm going to craft up a handful of destructors. And every destructor requires more than 2 stacks of redstone. So this is quickly eating through my redstone supplies. I also need a bunch of Miramar. I love having an emerald furnace, by the way. It makes things a lot neater. Let's see, destructor 8. Yes. And that's a big destruction. Ah, what a feast. What a feat. And what I'm gonna make is something that's so basic in Minecraft, but so very important. Well, at least the first part of the machine. The first part of the machine is going to be a stone generator. But of course in a modern fashion. So let's see. I wanna have my stone generating here, so I'm gonna put my destructors underneath, and that's what's going to break the stone for me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 destructors. Good. And next I want the water placed in the back here. Water will go in here. Brilliant. Glass on the top, and then I have glass in the front. It's truly a work of art right now. Next, I'm going to need a handful of lava. Did I have any lava spots to add? Oh yes, I do. Alright, so I'm going to need glass up here as well. Stone on the sides, and then lava on the top. And technically I only need one lava source here, but I like it because it's more. And then for safety precautions, I should probably put some glass on top because I know what I'm buying. And there it is, the start of my machine. An absolute piece of art. Next up, I'm going to want suit touch books or 2, and then I want to have a suit touch upgrade, which is actually quite cheap. 1 and 2. And I'm going to use them on 2 of these destructors and upgrade them. These 2 destructors are going to be breaking the block above them using silk touch, and the other 6 are not. Now I'm just going to make sure that I have space for all of this stone that's going to be broken and put in my system. This is where it would be good to have my drawers in order. Aha! I have stone here, and I got cobblestone up there. So this one has diamond upgrade, and this has diamond upgrade and normal torch upgrade. Now there is an upgrade on doors called a void upgrade, which basically voids excess items and making sure that my system don't get overfilled. The only problem is that these cost echo gems, and I do need my echo gems to make an echo pod because I need an echo pod to make a crafting grid, which a lot of you have said that I should do. And I thought I'd showed you this before, but to do that I need an echo pod, which is 8 echo gems. I have should I invest in 2 more upgrades? I think I'm going to do it. It's such a nice thing to have. This is such an investment, but here goes. I did a quick sell and change my mind. There we go, 2 echo gems gone, and now I'm back to having 1. Avoid upgrades, as I said, they only void excess items, which means that I can actually be a bit smart and invest in some more upgrades, maybe the emerald upgrades. Or maybe not. I'm not going to be able to afford emerald upgrades. I can afford 2 diamond upgrades. It is extremely expensive on vanilla resources, and basically what this will do is allow me to have a base amount of resources, and then rather than flooding my storage disks, the rest of them will be used. But that's gonna, I don't know the exact maths, but it's gonna allow me to have a lot of cobblestone before it starts getting destroyed. Right, so with that, all I need to do is plug it.
Heather's peanut butter. Roasted crushed fresh peanuts and a dash of sea salt.
All I need to do is plug my machine into my system. And this is why I love, one of the reasons I love my storage.
256. Not a motor.
And the smoke generator. And boom. Aha! There it goes! Look at that!
And cobble and the side.
Beautifully. I don't have to worry about anything like that. It just works. That's really, really nice. Let's see if I can see cobblestone and stone going up in the system. Cobblestone. Yes, look at that. It goes up. Oh, and it's quite fast as well. Of course, the more destructors I invest in here, the faster it will go. But I think that's a healthy speed. Stone is not quite as fast, but I don't see as many uses for stone. That's very satisfying. It's like an instrument. Time for stage 2 of the machine, and this is where it's going to get a little bit more complicated, because I want the machine to be able to create not just cobblestone and stone, but sand, gravel, clay, and flint as well. And to do that, it starts with destruction, because I need this thing, and I don't really want to invest in another one of these. I'm going to take all of this down. I should have bought a magnet for this. It's raining sails! I think I'll leave all of the other things here, but this is the thing that's expensive. The green barrel. I am, however, going to need a bunch of the other create stuff, cog wheels and loads and all of that stuff, as well as a few refined storage components, such as the detectors, these things, and also a couple of tubes, which are quite cheap. Long story short, I need to do a bunch of crafting. I have done some crafting, and hopefully this is enough, because I am getting very poor on certain gems. But I got a lot of cog wheels, I got 4 crushing boards, which look absolutely omega, by the way. I've got 2 exporters, 2 importers, and I've just realized that I forgot the detectors. Luckily, I did craft the base materials, so there we go. Oh, and by the way, look at my cobblestone number now, 8,467. It's going strong, as well as the stone. But thanks to find storage and the rare small items by taking everything I create here into my storage system, I don't actually have to create a second tier of the machine in this general area, but I'm going to do that anyway, at least for now. Now the goal here is to utilize crushing. We're going to take a material, gravel, and crush it down to sand, flint, and clay balls. And to get the gravel, well, we'll
Look what I'm doing.
infinite generating machine. First things first though, I gotta make sure to make space for the labels in, and then I believe I have
Jesus, it takes 2 seconds.
there.
It's not enough, is it?
I'll put another band
Not all enough.
Gravel, and maybe for the clay balls, we put 2, and then 1 for the 2. Oh yeah, I told you also crafted 5 diamond upgrades, so now I have very few diamonds left. Right, let's see if I can get this to work. The first thing I gotta do is put up some new jewelry, and this time, I'm not gonna put it up in the air, because apparently that doesn't really matter. Let's put it to the side. This is gonna be a very ugly machine. And we'll put the sails off like this. And if I remember correctly, then we'll just attach, yep. And then the more sails I connect, the faster and better this thing will be. Which is very ugly. Very. I ran out of sails.
You seen these steel beams? Can you see them all?
Fast? Yep.
What? You seen the steel beams?
I guess I should have left
Look, they're like steel.
Nice. Not actually. Alright, and then I now have to try and connect up
the whole
to
structure.
the challenging part is getting one of these to spin clockwise and one to spin anti-clockwise so that they meet in the middle. Now aesthetically, I would like to do it like this, I think. A little bit like a car drawn by a 4-year-old. This is when I wish I was smarter. First things first, I'll bring the rotational force down to there. And then I'm gonna do the whole gear shifting thing, and that's gear shifted. And I'm gonna turn this around so that it's coming from the back, facing the other way around. I need one of these gear boxes. Yes, okay. Success. Now, how do I get it to spin the other way? It's the question. Oh, I think I did it. And then connect that to that, and this to that. Yes! Oh, but they're spinning outwards. No, it needs to be the other way around. It looks super smart though, not gonna lie. If only this would spin the other way around, everything would be perfect. Oh, I found something out. If I have another gearbox, gearbox here and here, I'm going to rotate it around. And yes, that's pretty good. The only problem with this is that gearboxes are very expensive, and I am, as I said, very low on resources, so I'm going to be able to do it this way. But we'll go with it for now. I'm going to need more gearboxes, aren't I? Very good. 1, 2. That thing is the best.
Oh, could hit the first 2 and the 3, 2 behind it, bro.
That's right. No, it's spinning the wrong way.
Breaks all the trees that are touching.
Oh, actually,
It only breaks the first one and breaks the rest of them. And just go with it.
There.
And you've got to touch them together.
I don't have a way of getting
The saw's not near them.
unless, of course,
You know what I mean?
There. So wheel there, wheel here. Yes. Well, no, that's good. It shouldn't. So that should actually be what I need. Belt, belt, and belt, belt. Yes! Yes. I think that's good. Very exciting. Okay, so next up, I'm going to have a cute here, and a chute is actually a pretty cool item. What it does is it takes an item from the top and drops it straight below it instantly. So it's basically like a dropper that doesn't require redstone, and it drops everything in a straight line, which is great. I'm going to use these tubes to feed the wheels the items that they're going to crush. And I'm going to feed the items using exporters. One here and one here. I don't know why the system stopped. Did I run out of power maybe? Yep. So wait, there is actually power in here, and it is generating things. Oh, is this maybe not enough power to power my refined storage system? It isn't. It's using more power that I'm producing. Aha! Interesting. And also slightly annoying, but that does mean that I can disconnect this for a second, and that should have given me more power. Yep. Get the bucket out. Use this, but this means that I need to have more power generation in order to run the machine. And that's a little bit scary right now, because as I said, I'm very low on resources. I don't know if I can afford another thermal generator right now. It costs 25. I have 25 dollars. So hope for the best here with torturing this. Three from three. That's absolutely terrible. I didn't even think about how when I invented this machine. Okay, so I got a starter version which has 15 RF per tick, so FE per tick, which means that I can produce 85 FE per tick. That's a good number, but I think it's already above that.
You can't even have a tree farm on the normal.
Yeah,
Right.
because I need one of these, and I probably need one of these. Oh, that's very tight.
Tree farms are one of the most
Well, I
complicated
am at
farms.
the very least going to connect up
That's why we don't need
my
that one.
starter thermal and produce 85.
Fucking stupid tractor pad.
But this is not going to be enough. Luckily, I do have a little bit of pace up my sleeve. This is going to have one. The Sterling Dynamo and the coal generator that I found in treasure rooms. I can very temporarily put the Sterling Dynamo here,
Sticks in there.
connected with a cable,
Sticks in the trees, goes straight in the lava.
it's not ideal, but that is going to generate an additional 40 FE or RF per tick. RF again is the same measurement, like typical RF, and now it's called electrical energy. But that means that I'm now producing a total of 85 plus 40, which is 105. And let's see if that's enough when I connect the system back up and I get everything plugged in. You go back there and back to configuring this. So I have my exporters on. Next, I'm going to plug in my detectors, and these are actually going to make this machine smart. Give it brains. Next, I just need to plug this into the system like that and like that. Next up, I need to connect the items that it produces, and this is where my super meta holders comes in. We have one there. Actually, maybe one drop down, that's cooler. And then I'm going to use two importers. And remember, for every item I add from the file storage, I'm pulling more power from the system. But I'm going to have an importer there on that hopper, and an importer there on that hopper, and simply connect this up together one like that, and like that. Anything that goes into this hopper gets sucked into my refined storage system and I'm sorted accordingly. Brilliant! My own Mona Lisa. Now comes the exciting part. This exporter here will be exporting cobblestone into the chute, which in turn will crush the cobblestone down and generate gravel into this hopper, which will get sucked into the system, and that is working brilliantly. I don't know how fast these things will be, but speed is not really a concern. And then in the second one, I will be exporting gravel, which in turn will be making sand in this hopper. Yep, beautiful. And then every now and again, it should also make flint and clay, but at a lower chance. Yep, I saw things. Is there another thing? Nice. So now to make this smart, using my detectors. Now I want this exported for cobblestone only when it has a redstone signal. So right now it's not going to be exporting anything, and this thing will just sit here. But I'm going to give it a redstone signal under a condition using the detector. And the condition is going to be, as long as I have less than, let's say, 16,000 gravel in my refined storage system, it's going to be outputting a redstone signal, which means that it's going to be sending cobblestone here and creating more gravel. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. As long as I have less than 60,000 sand, it's going to be outputting gravel in this machine using the exporter, which I do need to turn to redstone only, and thus producing more sand. This means that the system will stop once I have the required amount of resources, and therefore not overflow my barrels. And since I can't afford avoid that way, this is how I will keep my storage system intact. And by the way, 15,500 cobblestone. Yes. Now let's see if we are getting gravel and sand into the system. Gravel. We are producing gravel. Although it's going to go up and down like that until it's producing enough sand. To make it sand, that should just go straight up. Beautiful. I have now automated cobblestone, stone, gravel, sand, clay balls, and flint. Although clay balls and flint are probably extremely slow to come in. 36, yeah, 37. There we go. It doesn't work. Now the big question, how much power is this costing me? 92. Okay, that's not bad. So this is actually enough. As long as I keep coal in there and water in my thermal generators, this actually works. It's not ideal though, and it's going to be high priority to get some more belly types and then finally find a way to automate the water. I do have a few ideas of what I could do to automate the water. I want a sustainable power source. Hello! I spent a little bit of time on dressing the machine up, and I'm not certain what I want or how I can turn this into a modern build, but this would be the image of the machine, and I really do like how these blocks go together. I love these modern brick blocks. But as I said, in terms of modernizing this, I don't have any ideas right at the moment, and my brain kind of hurts. I will say though, I've been really proud of how it turned out in terms of functionality, because this is perfect. And I have now got 32,900 cobblestone, almost at the 33,000 mark. The sand is also building up. As I said, the gravel will actually not build up until I hit the 16,000 of sand, at which point it will stop producing it and build up gravel. But over 1,000 flint, 475 tables, that's like literally nothing actually, but still it is going up. And yeah, 33,000 cobblestone.